Hey there gang, time for another unboxing video. This one shouldn't be a real long video. As you can see, the box isn't exactly fully McFull, but that's okay. If you like comic books, stick around anyway. We are going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubby. Welcome to Shanghai. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the groovy things. And we'll haul out the first batch here. And as you can see, we're still working on the last little bit of those books that I had kind of cannibalized from things that had not sold on eBay or else were not paid for. And again, if you didn't see the previous videos, it was about 8 long boxes of books that had accumulated over the last, I don't know exactly, 6 months, 9 months, a year, something like that. And in going through those, what were originally multi-book lots, I saw some things that I was like, you know, I bet those could sell as singles. And when we say a single, we mean, you know, a single graded book on eBay. I'm the one who does the grading, but not slabbed, not sent to CGC. It's a raw single. And graded in-house by me as opposed to by a third-party source like CGC. But we like to get at least $10 for every lot that we put on eBay. So when you do it as a single, you're hoping to get at least $10 for that one book. And so here we have Marvel Tales. This is a book from the 60s. It's an early reprint series. So in here you have, I don't know if I'm going to say the first reprint of a lot of early Marvel Universe stories. You could go to the Grand Comics database at comics.org and probably confirm that if you want. But this is still very collectible. It's a relatively cheap way to get several early stories, where you might not be able to afford either the original books, of course, or even the most common source for these stories these days, which is in these giant, massive omnibus collections. In these hardcover archive series that are just out of the hands for most casual buyers. You can't afford $150 for an omnibus book. Why not get an old, decent condition? This is probably going to be about a 6, a 5.5 maybe. Just because of some wrinkling here. But it's a good way to get some of those early stories. So yeah, there's number 12. I thought that would sell even in this grade at about a 5.5 or so. I think that'll still get at least $10. Here's number 13. And again, I think that's the first Sandman story reprinted in this issue. Marvel Tales became an all Spider-Man reprint series. It lasted quite a long time, well into the Copper Age. But here, still in the Silver Age, in the early stories, or the early issues, I should say, it reprinted multiple stories. This is obviously the first Scorpion story reprinted in here. And you had Golden Age reprints too. Marvel Boy, was a Golden Age character who would eventually be rebooted as Quasar. This is definitely a book that could get at least $10. A 100-page giant of Brave and the Bold. You've got a new Batman and Metal Men story, along with the reprints of all of these other things: Green Arrow, Hawkman, Viking Prince, Challengers. Meet more Batman teammates. Puzzle pages. Would you like to see puzzle pages in books today? This isn't, well, you know what? I still think this one might be worth putting up. Anyway, number 2. But it's got some water damage here. I don't know to what degree you can see that. But, so yeah, you can see it here in the back. But it's issue number 2. So do you think they would get $10? Gosh, I don't know. I might set that aside as not worth a single. This one definitely is. It's a nice condition copy. Maybe a 7 or so of number 7. 7. This is from the rebooted, well, I won't say rebooted, but continuation, the second run of the New Gods in the 70s. We had a couple of these in the last box, so I will probably join those with that as a new multi-book lot. These are in a little better shape than those other ones, but this second run only lasted about 7 issues or so. If I could get all 7 together, that would make a nice lot. What is this? Oh, what a dumb lot this is. That's why some things don't sell. They're just stupid lots. You've got a 2-issue lot with a Silver Age Justice League of America paired with Animal Man #1. Now, Animal Man #1 is definitely a single, and so is this Justice League. But I think these two things would actually sell better broken up apart than joined together, because they're just 2 random books that, you know, from 2 different eras. Are you liable to get, you know, somebody who's interested in Silver Age Justice League, but it's like, yeah, I don't really need an Animal Man? Are you going to get somebody who's into Grant Morrison and Animal Man, but is like, yeah, I don't really need that Justice League? You know, they're too incongruous. So that'll do better broken up. Ba-da-bum. Adam and the Flash. I could go with a new Brave and the Bold series, and they actually tried rebooting Brave and the Bold not that long ago. Well, fairly long ago now. It was like 2012 or so. But I still think that's a series that could work. Here is Batman and Deadman with a Neil Adams cover. That should do okay. These strange sports stories don't do all that well, which is surprising. You think they would be. It's just strange, quirky fun. But I think that'll still by itself bring at least $10, as will this one. That one's in pretty good shape. That might do, well, got some water damage here at the top. But it's not profound. I might list that as a single still anyway. Get Starboy back on his feet. It's kind of surprising in Brave and the Bold. If you look back over that series, of course, initially it was random characters, but then it became all Batman team-ups. But it's surprising just how many times Batman teamed up with the Metal Men. It's like 4 or 5 times. So there's number 103. Batman with Wonder Woman during her Diana Rigg not superhero phase, her super spy phase. There's a fun issue of World's Finest Comics, with the girls playing tricksters on the boys. Jekyll and Hyde Heroes. Batman's kind of a Two-Face. He is turned into Two-Face. While Superman into the super fiend KRALIK. Do you remember KRALIK? I have no idea who the hell KRALIK is. I've been reading comic books a long damn time, and I don't know who KRALIK is. Might be time to bring him back. Time for a reboot. Let's have a new KRALIK. KRALIK? I don't know. Here's an early Defenders. Hawkeye was a member of the Defenders for a little while. Well, kind of a member, non-member. This was like the quote-unquote non-team. It's number 12. 14 with Nebulon. 15. This is where NIGHTHAWK shows up. Oh, damn it! Got some drunk legionnaires here. All right. We've been having trouble getting these guys to stay stood in recent videos. It's because they have little tiny little feet. Tiny little feet. He's actually way off the edge here. I'm not even sure if he's even on camera. This the little bit about how the sausage is made. When I'm looking through my iPad and I'm recording, the the end result is wider than what I actually can see while I'm recording. I don't know why that is. I don't know why it doesn't show you the actual image. So from what I can see here, Starboy is completely off camera. We can just kind of see his fist as I'm looking down through the top of my iPad. But I know from past experience that when I play this back, it'll extend an inch or so and I'll actually have him on camera. Unless that changes. So, I don't know. I always have to guess if I have the action figure actually on the screen or not. Sometimes I film a little 10-second test screen to see where I should place the action figure, and a lot of times I don't. I just fire up and go, hey, there's Defenders #1. That's cool. Do you have Defenders #1? Do you want Defenders #1? That always should have been a single. That never should have been in a multi-book lot. It's in nice shape, too. This is probably a 7.5? Well, oh no, you've got a little bit of blunting up here, so it's probably like a 7, maybe a 6.5. Still, I'd be happy to have that in my collection. What do you think that'll go for? I bet you that'll be a $50 book. I bet you. I do bet you. We'll take a look. When that goes up, you track it. .com Comics is the seller name on eBay. And you take a look here, probably in a couple of weeks from when this video goes up, and see what that goes for. You can bid on it too if you want, but again, as I always say, there's #4, the first official Valkyrie appearance. As I always say, these videos aren't intended to be a commercial, but I do want to let you know where I am sourcing these books from. This one is kind of a mid-run, 30 cents, so it's about 1977, and that's too rough shape to be a single, so that'll get kicked out. That should actually not even be in a multi-book lot. That should go right into the dollar bin. And this is a later run. That'll go into a lot. That'll go into a lot. Those definitely won't draw 10 bucks. Holy crap, look at this. Looks like it's got a little bit of damage, but that's the first Scott Lang Ant-Man. That's another $50 book. Even in this condition, is that... I can't tell if that's water damage, maybe more moisture damage. It's definitely got some wrinkling here and some warping. I don't know the degree to which you can see that. But even so. So there's Scott Lang's first appearance as Ant-Man. Here is his second appearance. What is that? That bag said there were 3 issues. Give me a second. 1 second. I'll find that bag. Where the hell did they throw that thing? Yeah, I can't find it. Thought there were... Probably a good thing that didn't sell, because the bag said there were 3 issues in that lot, but there are only 2. What's in here? Spectacular Spider-Man #1. That's also should be a single book. Never should have been part of a lot, unless it's like a low grade, and it's mid-grade. It's a 6, but here's #1, and there's #2 against the Tarantula, which the Tarantula just makes me laugh, because I mean his whole shtick is he's got to kick with those pointed boots, which I guess. And yes, you know, I was probably about 8 or 9 when this book came out. And yeah, the idea that he had to kick with these pointed boots was super cool to me as a kid. But it's one of those things that's like cool, but when you think about it, it's like, how does he even walk in those damn things? Unless those retract, maybe. But then when they retract, where the hell do they go? And he always has to do this flying feet first maneuver. But as I've often said, it's probably best that his stinger is in his feet and not where it would be on a real tarantula, right? Then he'd have to really back into the action. What if #2? What if Bruce Banner had the brain... No, what if the Hulk had the brain of Bruce Banner? Sorry. Well, then he would be Professor Hulk, wouldn't he? That later became a thing. Ooh, this is cool. From 1974. I don't think I realized this was that old. So Star Reach, that's like a very early independent comic book. And look in here, we've got #1. We've got Work by Jim Starlin, Steve Skeets, Walt Simonson. This particular character by Howard Chaykin has had a long and storied history. So he's here in 1974 as CODY STARBUCK. That character would get reused for Atlas Comics as... the hell was the name of that character? I want to say Tarantula again, but I don't think that... no, Scorpion. Was he the Scorpion? Can't remember. And then, after Atlas went out of business, they only lasted a few months, the character would get recycled a third time at Marvel, where he was called... frig, I can't remember the name of that one either. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll pop it up on the screen. But yeah, that's just kind of interesting. To me. You may not care. But yeah, this is a very early independent book, black and white. And so this was before, well, I won't say before comic book stores existed, because there were comic book stores that sold old comics, and they even, many of them sold new comics, but the direct distribution model did not yet exist. So those that sold new comics, you know, had an account with a regular newsstand dealer. So that is something that I don't know how that was distributed. I think it must have been like kind of a quasi-direct sales thing. In that, you know, they must have dealt directly with retailers. This wouldn't have been distributed over the newsstand because it doesn't have a UPC code. Well, did they? When did the UPC code come about? I don't know if I know that exactly. I'll have to look that up. I'm giving you a lot of information here, and I'm mostly just talking out my ass. So, some people compliment me on the amount of history I give, but don't trust any of it. It's all from memory, and you know, I wasn't always paying attention. So, but these star reaches are pretty cool. They've got a lot of name artists in them. Look, titties, titties. That's definitely that wouldn't have been on the newsstand. No siree, by golly. Mike Frederick and Dick, is it Gordano or Giordano? How do you say it? I always pronounced it Gordano as a kid. But I pronounced a lot of things wrong. She's got titties on the cover, too. This had to be like an underground kind of a thing. More titties! Yay, titties! This is kind of The Last Barbarian by Frank Brunner. So it's kind of a Conan thing. This, unfortunately, has a price sticker on it. Some bonehead put this sticker right on that cover. Look at that. Maybe you could steam that off, but I wouldn't bother. I would just buy this to read it. But you got a lot of good stuff going on in here. This is cool. So maybe this video will take longer. Won't be quite as quick as I thought, just because, you know, we're going to take time and look through each of these star reaches. CODY STARBUCK is back. Looking a little different this time out. And that might be because at this time, I think that, again, what was he called? Scorpion or what? By this time, the Atlas might have been out, because this is 1976. So definitely Atlas has come and gone by this point. So he's basically recycled. What else we got going on here? More titties! Like 14. Titties, titties, titties. Here's number 5. Again, some bonehead put a price sticker right on the cover. Gideon FAUST, Warlock at Large, by Len Wein and Howard Chaykin. And this is a fairly rare, this is, if I could speak, this is kind of a rarity at this time, with the creators getting cover credit. That was something you didn't see at any other publishers. That definitely looks kind of Chakenish. Oh, nope, Mike Vosberg. Lee Mars. I don't know who Lee Mars is. What titties? Titties and Bush. Holy crap. Holy crap. ELRIC. Michael Morlock's ELRIC. New Ray Bradbury. Wow. What do you think of that? I don't think I knew Ray Bradbury. More titties? I don't think I knew Ray Bradbury was still even alive at this point. This is Joe Staten. Is that a full-on frontal male nudity? Look at that. Batwang. Well, now maybe that's a little leaf there. I don't know. Or is that a chick? I don't know. I think that's as close as we get to titties this time out. That issue was a bummer. And here's some more. Is this more ELRIC? Issue 7. This is the last one. So this is Star Reach 1 through 7. That was a good damn lot. I can't for the life of me. More titties! Can't imagine why nobody bitten titties and Bush. My voice goes up about 5 octaves. You're never too old for titties and Bush. Although I guess the thing with the younglings is they don't really do the bush anymore, do they? It's all shaved right off. I would know. It's been so long since I've seen anything of any regard. Come on, now. There we go. Well, on that little bit of TMI, I think we'll close things out right there, just to keep this video from getting too long, and also to keep from further embarrassing myself. So come back tomorrow morning. We'll finish off this box when, if I recall correctly, a lot of the rest of it is some Dell comics. So that'll be fun. I'll look forward to seeing you then. And until then, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other.